All right, I seen Paul's Fury today, but one thing I didn't realize is okay, it's an island full of cats, right? And a dog, right, goes to the island, right, and basically wants to become a samurai, right? And again, that's because one of the cats was over in his country and saved him from a group of bad dogs, and he got the idea, to go where he came from. He knew it was a samurai, right? And so that's the premise of the story. He goes to try to find the samurai to become a samurai, right? But it turned out he went to an island of cats only, right? And again, right, the movie has to do with that, right? So I didn't quite get that from the, you know, info there, right? Now, Thor Love and Thunder is about how, again, he's kind of trying to find himself after Thanos and all that, right? And um, how to deal with this guy who goes bad because in the course of life, I don't know, he's on this kind of arid planet where there's not a lot of water or stuff, and his daughter dies, right? And it basically has to do with how he hates the gods who didn't help him, right? When they could have, right? And he gets so angry, and um, some dark demonic spirit gives him this weapon that can kill gods, right? Right. Which is kind of, you've heard of that before in most mythologies, right? Nothing can really kill a god, but right, another god or a weapon forged to kill the god, right? Well, anyway, it's based on that, and he gets this weapon and starts slaughtering lower gods, and then Thor has to work it out to where he has to fight the dude, right? And again, it's got a plot twist and things like that, and involves the other gods, including Zeus, but no Jesus. Right? I know. Can't leave out Jesus, Marvel. He's a god too, but we consider him the god of gods. But right, he's really the first god, not Zeus. But you can say he's Kronos compared to Zeus in a way. Anyway, he's older. He's older. But then that would make Zeus the bad god, and then right, I know. I guess, right. Mm-hmm. but anyway. So those are the last two movies I've seen this week, right? So not really you to report. Like I said, if I make a mistake, all I can do is say I didn't mean to do that way, and I wasn't serious, but you took it too serious, right? And it's a bad idea to use sex as a weapon to bar me from your store, even when all I wanted was a nail job, right? Can't help it if you happen to look like a girl I dreamed about when I was dating a redhead, right? And I told you about that, right? And you made it you made it you. But it's also not wrong unless you're a true virgin, like I said, right? That's crazy. And if it's you talking to me like this, it wasn't always you, right? You were even born when I first went on YouTube, right? So all I can do is admit I didn't know you were the 15-year-old I was kind of talking about, right? And wasn't really talking about you seriously. And apologize and move on. But someone made her think, not me, right? I don't know. She was working in the store, right? until I went to the store and met her that day, and then she proceeded to tell me she was 37 and whatever, right? And then took advantage, right? Of me, you know, whatever you want to call it, right? But see, what was my point? In Georgia, you got to be 16 with a GED and a certification to even do my nails, right? Do you have all that? No, no. If you're 15, you can't even get that yet. And if it's your dad's store, he's covering you. I'm not dumb. I'm not dumb. Even if he involved the police, even the police can't do it if you lied to me and doing something illegal yourself, right? Two wrongs never make a right. You ever heard that saying? I know. Two negatives only make it negative, not positive, right? And the positive and negative, depending on the amount, usually cancel each other out, right? That's why Jesus says, make the tree good and the fruit good, or make the tree evil and the fruit evil. And see, the thing is, nobody eats a bad piece of fruit, right? But you know the difference between biting into a fruit and being naked and ashamed after eating of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil don't sound like the same results, does it? No. But that's what Moses is saying about the story. He's telling you the story to get you to look at it deeper than what he said. It's a parable. Mm-hmm. A parable has what's called a double meaning, right? You got to look beyond what was written, like with the parable of the sower, right? He talks about birds and seeds and the sower planting seeds in the field and all this, that, and the other, right? And it falling on certain places, right? And then it finally falls on the good ground, right? Where it brings forth fruit 60, 30, 100-fold, right? Stuff like that, right? Well, again, it represents all of life, right? Even though you have to hear what the Spirit is saying to the churches, right? Not everybody is listening either, right? Some people hear the Word of God and immediately forget it, right? Like he said, right? It don't take root in their heart, right? So again, that's the problem, right? If the Word ain't taking root in your heart, you're taking it for granted, and you can't, right? And there ain't nothing God or Jesus can do but forgive you as they always do, right? If Satan and the demons condemning us and getting us to condemn one another, right? That's why we're envious of them. That's also what they use to dominate us, is the law, right? Now, is the law evil? No, I would not know not to commit adultery but by the law, dear, right? But if you are an unmarried woman, right, and you're 15, you should know better, right, than to take what I'm saying on YouTube as and apply it to you, right? But I'm not applying it to anyone specifically. I'm just saying that's a bad idea if he put his daughter to work in that store, right, and knew, right, I was going around there, right, because I was eating in that restaurant as well. Mm-hmm. I just didn't start getting my nails done until a while, and then I finally went in there, right. I have done it before that too, right? It's not like I've never had a nail, my nails done before, right? Even in Garden City or, right, wherever. There used to be a place I would go to once in a while, on Eisenhower and Waters, right? Even, right? To get my nails done when I went to go see a movie or something, right? I used to go all the way out there to see a movie, right? I've been all up to all the theaters in Savannah, right? At one point, right? Just to watch a movie, right? But it ain't about you working in your dad's store at 15, right? It's about you taking it and applying it to you like I would do something to harm you, right? And I meant you. Even if I'm coincidentally talking about things in a movie, right? I'm talking about everyday life. So plot twists, plot ideas. Even with Spider-Man, I know the story, right? How Peter Parker got bit by a radioactive spider and blah, 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 right? Well, I know that story too, right? Even in Paws of Fury, if you know martial arts and it's about samurai and you know about samurai, you're bound to get some of the plot correctly, right? If you've seen samurai movies, right? And like I said, right, another thing they do in movies is there's this town and there's this overlord who don't like the town or something, wants to get the people out the town, right? You even see that in westerns, right? Right. Where there's this baron who owns the land, the cattleman, right? Well, the shogun and the samurai and all that have to do with the same thing, but in Japan, right? The shogun is like the chief, dictator there, right? And he's a dictator too, right? He's the one controlling everybody, right? And see, you don't displease the samurai, right? Or you don't displease the shogun, right? And again, it's like the movie Shogun, right? If you've seen that, right? And again, right? It's about controlling Japan, right? It's not about freeing the people, right, from the tyranny of the shogun, right? And it's tyrannical if you can be murdered over breaking a bull crap law, right? Now, also the law, I know, it was an island full of only cats. Why the hell would a dog go there? Right. Hank was the dog in the story and title, right? But it's an island full of cats, right? And cats and dogs don't always get along, do they, right? Though sometimes they do. I have cats and dogs, right? Uh-oh. And P-Tail would sometimes have a problem with some of the dogs, but not always. Oh, yeah. But we had huskies. We had, I don't know. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm. But we also got rid of them, right? We had a chicken coop, right? Things like that, right? We had chickens, cats, and dogs, right? Being your typical Georgia family, right? But see, if Pastor Davis was doing things like that, right? And I'm from Georgia, I don't know, right? But the man's selfish if it is about him and not about Jesus, right? And his pleasure over Jesus' truth, right? Now, the Bible don't say a man can't handle his own business, right? If you read it the right way. Mm-hmm. But other men take it too far the other way and act so self-righteous about relieving your fleshly desires, right? That they make it all a sin. That's Satan. That's taking it too far, right? The thing formed is sexual, right? You got to deal with something sexual sexually, right? You're not spirit or flesh, right? You're spirit and flesh, right? Flesh and blood, right? And flesh and bone, right? Which is what Jesus said, right? And again, dealing with a person versus an idea of a person are two different things, right? Now, until I went into the store and lost the time, I wasn't suspicious of her either, right? Of doing anything wrong, right? Until I finally went to go to the movie, right? Then I got suspicious of what was going on, was not entirely for my benefit, right? And like I said, right, I also know how he could have blacked me out, but he's not supposed to. He's taken a sex act again, right, and making it a murderous crime, right? He can't do that either, right? He can't take the law into his own hands and just shoot you in cold blood, especially if I'm unarmed, right? And all me and the girl could do is have sex or not, right? That's taking it into his own hands and trying to murder me. Right? I ain't gotta prove it. You can't prove it either if I left the store, idiot. That's what you can't prove, right? Why I left the store, even if you did something stupid. Or your daughter did too, right? I don't know. Especially if you're setting me up for it. And know it's her you're talking about, and I still don't, right? Have a clue what's going on, right? Anyone can, after they lose the hour of time, right? Know something happened, right? Trying to protect the girl too, because I don't know how mad you would be with her either, right? And she did something wrong too, right? It takes two to tango, that right? It wouldn't take an extra hour to argue about it, even, right? And usually, if you let me leave the building, I'll leave the building, right? If you have a problem with me and you ask me to leave, I'll leave, right? Well, I'm not doing nothing wrong, even if I say so, right? Now, like, I went to the damn VA, got me something to eat from the vending machine, and then the damn security guard, like I was around somebody, said something, right? That's not when you say something. I'm not around nobody, I know. Now, before I leave that area, since it's an eating area I was eating in, right? Then if I leave the area without my mask on, you can say something, right? But if I'm in the area designated as the eating area and I'm just eating in that area and my mask is off, that's normal to eat the food, right? What's not normal is you to be a jerk about it when no one's in the whole damn building. No one's even 10 feet around me, let alone 6. And if I got the virus, right, you're not infected when I take off the mask, right? You're infected if you touch the area I touched and I had the virus, right? That's where you get infected, right? It's not the mask. If the virus is in me, I know. It's in my hand. It's on my hands. It's on my body, right? If I touch something and you don't wash your hands after you touch the same thing, that's how the virus gets transmitted, right? Transferred, right? Right. You gotta touch something I touched too, and not wash your hands and touch your nose or something, right? Or your eyes, are right? For the virus to spread, right? Now, if I came home and I washed my hands when I get home, right? Whether I show you that or not, I'm keeping myself clean from you, right? Even if you don't get it, I do. You're the dirty MF who might have the virus when I'm not even in your damn VA, but for an appointment. Right. And all I'm doing is eating in the designated eating area, right? Near the vending machines, right? Which is not spreading the virus, right? I don't even have symptoms, and I've been tested twice and turned up negative, right? Now, that's what you asked me, right? For you be a smart butt about it, and I don't care if you're security or not, right? Your job ain't to mess with someone eating where they're supposed to eat, right? And nobody's around them, right? Now, if I get up and I'll go around somebody and I don't have my mask on, that's different. Then you can say something, right? But if I'm sitting there and eating and you know I'm eating, all right, you ain't even got to say nothing. Because I know to put the mask back on before I leave the area and go to my appointment with my doctor, right? Mm-hmm. Right, right. A lot of people, though, again, don't listen. Don't listen. Paranoia still don't help you with a pandemic, even if the pandemic is still spreading. Right. That means people are getting too close to each other who actually have the virus, right? And aren't taking the precautions necessary, like washing your hands after coming from a crowded place, I don't know, before touching your eyes, nose, or mouth. All right. Now, if I can follow that, the whole pandemic, right, and never had the virus, I won't get it either. There's no reason. No. And it don't just magically spread. The people think they don't have it who have it. Or they think it's a cold, right? Even with the cold, you got the same damn symptoms. That's the problem. You get a little fever, a little chill, a little cough, a little sniffling, right? Mm-hmm. But if you're healthy, the difference is the amount of time COVID could last, right, in your body before it can kill it, right? But it does if you're healthy, and it can fight it off, right? See, positivity versus negativity is also what can't be proven by science, right? Or medicine, right? See, if a person is following procedures because they were a PT, right, and studying to become a pharmacy technician, they know washing your hands regularly, even in your own home, right, after dinner, right, or breakfast, or lunch, right, or even going out, right, or using the bathroom in your own home, right. If you have good washing habits, right, you got good washing habits. But if you don't, you don't. Right. Now, yeah, you might say, well, Jesus said the cup and all that. Well, that's not just about the cup. That too is a parable. A parable has a meaning, not telling you not to wash your dishes or keep them clean. That's not the point of the parable. The point is you're dirty on the inside, right? And the outside can be clean, right? But the inside's still dirty, right? It's also called a double-minded man or a two-faced person, right? You're nice to people who are nice to you, right? And that's generally everybody, right? But if someone in your mind does you wrong, right, whether intentionally or not, they become your enemy and you want to destroy them. That's from the devil. Only the devil wants to destroy people for being human like him. Right? Yeah. So do the demons. So you can't have sex with a woman unless you look like a decent looking man, right? Women ain't gonna be with an animal, right, that has the face of a man, the face of a lion, the face of an eagle, and the face of an ox, right? In heaven, right? But if you look like a human being as well, right? 3 appeared to Abraham and Sarah. Then 1 stood with Abraham and 2 went on to Sodom and Gomorrah, right? Who are the other 2, right? And they didn't have wings, right? They had to wear garments, of course. Where'd they get those? Right. They steal them, or right? I mean, seriously, right? They couldn't walk around naked then, right? Not like in Eden, right? Where they could have walked around naked and not be ashamed, right? Until the fall. So, do you understand why people tend to not want to even see the truth, right? And a prophet ain't determined by good or bad deeds. Even Samson was with a couple of prostitutes, right? Hosea married one, right? I know. And she even went back to her pimps, right? And he had to get her again from them, right? And I don't know if he had to pay the same amount twice, right, to get her back, right? But it gives amount of so much he had to purchase her to buy her, right, back, right? You don't get that either, do you? No. And he might have had to do it twice. No. But again, this also demonstrate their relationship with the true God, right? You're fornicating with Satan, right? Both sexually and spiritually and formally, right? Because his form is the same form as Jesus, but he sinned in his, and Jesus didn't with Adam and Eve, right? But Adam and Eve were made two, told to become one flesh in day 6, by the way. And day 7 is an overview of all God made, right? Now, chapter 1 goes straight down the list, right? Until the end of the chapter. But it also says, be fruitful and multiply to all of us. Not just the trees. Not just the men. All creatures are fruitful and can multiply. Now, even angels, if there's more than one, right, have to somehow reproduce themselves, right? Now, it might be different somehow, right? And a light here has to have a filament, electricity, right? A way to burn, right? And light up, right? That's just from electricity class, right? Back in A school. So again, right? Unless it's a fluorescent light, and that's just something different, right? That has to do with gases in the bulb and right. Certain things like that, right? A ballast and right. Anyway. And then there's neon lights, which I didn't really get into that, but a lot, right? That's neon gas, right? Two. But what can a person do, right? When you live around me and I live around you, if you think I meant you, right? Why didn't you just do my nails, right? Only. See, I didn't know you were 15 or 37. How would I know that, right? But if you think I would have sex with a child, right? And you made it about you, you know if we don't have sex, I can come back as many times as I want, right? But if we do something wrong, you can ban me from your store, right? Yours is the only store I was banned from. I'm not dumb. Even if I'm pretending I don't remember all the details, I remember some. Right. See, that's called, I'm trying to play temporary amnesia, right? Now, what I do know is if you did tell me you were 37 and acted like it was okay to be with you, I would have been with you, right? Not because you were really 15, but because I thought you were really 37, though, right? See, that changes intent, right? See, if a 37-year-old could sleep with me, but so can a 15-year-old. The difference is I would not sleep with the 15-year-old if I knew she was 15, right? I can't, right? Now, even if I can sleep with a 16-year-old, she can tell me no, right? And I can't won't even try. I know. Like Megan or Caitlin, right? I never really tried to actually make a sexual move or said anything sexual towards them, right? Though I told them I was married, been with a few girls, right? Whatever, right? But never, asked them to go into the bathroom with me, which I know if what I thought was going on, right? I would ask her if she wanted to see something in private. And again, right? If she went with me in private, I went thinking she was 37, right? Not 15, right? That's the intent of the person with no intention of thinking the child was 15, right? But really 37 because she has to be 16 to work in the store with a GED and certified, right? So I thought she would already have that, right? Right. She can't work in the store, right? Nor can they ban me if she lied, right? Really, she lied. I did nothing wrong, right? But did you tell the police we had sex in the bathroom? And that's why you banned me from the store? No, no. But had you, no, they would investigate you, no. And you would get in trouble for making your underage daughter work in that store. Even if she wanted to do it for money, right? Had she told me that was what she was doing, right? I wouldn't have tried to think that was about them messing with her about me, right? Which is what I thought they were doing, right? And picking on her, right? About having to do my feet, right? And nails. Not because I'm a great looking guy, but because I'm a disabled guy. I know it, right? I know. But see, she might have thought she had to do it just to, prove she could do it, right? You know what I mean, right? When someone's trying to prove they can do something, they're not using their full faculty, nor am I, because I'm not thinking nothing's wrong. I know. There's nothing in my mind she has to prove, right? But of course, I wouldn't mind being with her, right? But she might mind being with me, right? If she's not with me out of trying to find a girlfriend, which is how I would be with her, right? But she didn't want me as a boyfriend, right? She was trying to prove she could do the job, right? That's probably all, right? But then I asked her to go with me in the bathroom in private, and that's when it changed, right? But that's what I mean. No. He's pretending I'm lying, right? But then why ban me from the store if I'm making it up? It never happened, right? There's no reason to ban me from the store, and I should be able to get a pedicure anytime I want. If nothing happened. Once you banned me from the store, you told me everything I needed to know. Even if I'm playing like I don't remember to protect her, Because, of course, you're going to tell me after. You're going to try to black me out, maybe. No. I think you did it before. This ain't our first merry-go-round. But you're not listening, right? It ain't that she didn't want me or Mariko either. It's that you're doing them so crazily, right? I seem sane to them, right? Yeah. I just want a girlfriend. I just want to make love, right? I don't want to them, right? I want a girlfriend, right? See, nowhere in the Bible does it say you can't have premarital sex with the intent to marry the person, right? The church, like the scribes and Pharisees of Jesus' day, are adding to the commandment of God the commandment of men, right? Thinking they're protecting their daughters, right? They're not. They're adding to, right? Moses said simply like this: if a man entice a virgin, right, or a maid, right, it should be almost there, right? And or something along those lines, right? And lie with her before they, while she's not betrothed, right? And it don't mean you're a perfect virgin, right? But you ain't got pregnant yet, maybe. I don't know, right? Even, right? But if you do, right, and she's unbetrothed, you can go ask permission to marry her from her father. Even then. That's still premarital sex, right? Now, back then, the woman didn't even have a choice most of the time, right? Yeah. Now they got a choice. That changes the law. Like when Jesus said the Sabbath day, right? And healed on the Sabbath day. Why could he heal on the Sabbath day? Yet it made the scribes and Pharisees mad and the chief priests mad. Right. Not because God doesn't work on the Sabbath day, right? Or the priests don't work on the Sabbath day. Or David didn't eat shewbread that only the priests could eat, right? That too is in the law, right? But when the disciples picked the corn to eat it, right, because they were hungry, right, and the man was just picking up sticks, I guess, right? Even then, is that a work that he's going to do all day on the Sabbath day? Or is he just picking up a few sticks around the house to maybe start a fire? I mean, how far do you go with a day of rest, right? Maybe that's what Moses means. And the tyrannical chief priest, right, wouldn't let you do anything, right? Yet even to make the manna into a cake to eat it on the Sabbath day, is that not a work? Yes. Right. The law is made to protect man, right, from sinning against his fellow man, right? But at the same time, men are not to cause sin to happen when it wouldn't have happened otherwise, right? In other words, if I knew she was 15, I wouldn't have been tempted that way. But if I thought she was 37, right, there's no crime, right, in my mind that would stop me from being able to be with her, right? Until he told me she was 37, 15, right, not 37, right? So you're saying she lied, right? I didn't lie to her. I didn't trick her. I didn't go in there intending that she was the one we were arguing about. I was doing it hypothetically, right? I didn't mean no one, right? When I said it, right? You meant someone. You did. J as oh. But you didn't mean nobody. I didn't mean nobody specifically. I just meant in general. And I would ask her age was what I told him too. Right? I know. Though she would be in the bad situation and have to lie and tell me she was 37. And again, right, start doing my feet first, right? And I think she get nervous, right? And that the women were picking on her because of my looks, right? And my disability. And I was trying to make her feel comfortable that I wouldn't even respond to her and invited her into the bathroom to kind of show her that, but it turned into sex. See, the thing is, right, she's trying to prove she's 37, but she also knows if she gets me in trouble, she can do something about me coming back out there again, maybe. Right. If she don't, again, right, I can come out there every time, right? Even once a month, right? Don't it look like that's part of the reason too? To get rid of me so I wouldn't harass her. Like it was about her. She made it about her. Or someone else did, right? See, they made her think it was her. Not me. But you still let her do it. See. If you do something right or wrong, right, in someone else's opinion even, right, what determines the actual outcome aren't my rules or your rules. They're the actual laws of Georgia, right? So what does the actual law say there? Even though she's your daughter, right, legally, she needs a high school diploma and to be certified to do my nails, right? If she didn't have either one, she can't do your nails. She can't do my nails. Unless she gets my permission, right? And was working in her father's store and told me so, right? That's different, right? See, then I might would say, oh, okay, I understand. You're just working in your dad's store first. I wouldn't have had a problem with that. I wasn't meaning someone specifically either. You are. So that when he went in there, and it was actually the girl he'd been, right? She slept with me to kind of get rid of me and get us both in trouble. I know. And it's just a metaphor. She had sex with me in the bathroom, whatever we want to call it, right? To treat me, though, not to really be with me, right? Not because she loved me, right? Or hated me even as well. She also probably didn't worry she would get pregnant either, right? I bet she did. Because see, that's the point as well. He's still mad about it. I'm not. I'm not, right? And he's blaming me for being 52, but not her for not being able to legally work in the store until she's 16, right? Which is what I'm saying. I don't know a person's age by looking at them. I gotta ask you your age sometimes, especially with Asian women, right? Even Constance Wu looks to be like she could be in her 20s, right? For example, right? I don't know, right? Her real age, right? I'm not saying a teenager now either, right? But, in that general 18 to 20-year range, right? Now, a 15-year-old, though, wants to look older to me, right? An older woman wants to look, what? Younger, right? Huh. So all you can do if you're respecting the woman, right, is politely, not with the intent of embarrassing her, but say, I'm not sure how old you are. Right, right. But you look young, right? At least say that. How old are you? How old are you? I know that with age of women too, right? So I didn't ask her age because I was sure, I know, she was 15 or 37. I wasn't sure, right? But I also did not expect her to say 37 and really be 15, right? I wouldn't have found that out until after we got out the bathroom. And you showed up. Oh, I know you showed up. Told you that from the beginning. After we got out of the bathroom. Too late. Lie all you want. I know you came after we got out of the bathroom. It's during the bathroom you're mad about. Mm-hmm. And you're still lying for her. Mm-hmm. That is covering her sin, right? But you don't want to cover my sin. You want me to be responsible, right? Well, God's covering my sin, dummy. Just like Moses, even though he was banned from going into the promised land, he still got to see it, I guess. Whatever, whatever. I mean, go on. I know. Because he was just as bad as that generation, right? That wandered with him in the desert for 40 years of all that, right? I know. He wasn't any better, right, than when he came out of Egypt and went back into it and brought them out, right? Egypt had so corrupted even him, right, that he didn't know his own law was tyrannical, right? Though not evil in itself, but tyrannical in itself, in that every punishment for any sin, especially sexual ones, right, was death. That still sounds like the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, right? Not true love, true love. Now, he dealt with everything from rape to marriage, right? And again, right, how they did things back then was the father and mother, right? Mainly the father would go to another man, right, in the village, right? And he would have a son, right? And he would say, well, my daughter needs a man, her husband, right? Right? And she would be arranged with him, right? And they would get married, like Joseph and Mary, right? That's what was going on, right? Now, it's indicated that they knew each other too, right? It's not just strangers, right? I know. But he knew her not Catholics till after. Quit trying to make her a perpetual virgin. That too is adding to the commandment of God, the commandment of carnal men, trying to make the mother of Jesus the mother of God. No woman is the mother of God. It's a spirit. You can't be its mother, no. But its womb of the morning, of the light, created the dust in the universe, from which we're all made, even the stars, right? You're stardust, right? Compressed on the earth, right? Into the planet, right? With gold, minerals, right? Jewels, right? As are the angels, right? This is said to be their clothing, right? Too. Like I said, maybe they're a little metallic, right? I don't know, right? Or something different form of life than we are, right? But the thing is, the angels were aware of their first habitation, like Jude and Peter said, right? And came to the earth, right? Knowing they were angels, right? In heaven. And assumed human form to mate with the daughters of men, right? See, if you have a lion face, an ox face, a man's face, and an eagle's face, right? You're a weird looking creature in heaven, right? But you gotta become a man to interact with a man, right? To have sex with a woman, you have to be what? Capable of reproducing with her, right? So you gotta look human, right? Now, Satan is considered to be the most beautifulest of all God's angels, too, right? Right in Exodus, right? I mean, Ezekiel. Your beauty, again, is what he was measured by until iniquity was found in his heart, that right? See, when the iniquity in his heart, which was not just but sex, right? But wanting to do it with everyone in heaven, right? But no one in heaven would do it with him at first, right? It's not until Adam and Eve came along that he was able to trick them into knowing good and evil with him, right? See. But why do you think, even in the story, only one of them, right, knew good and evil with us, right? And became as one of us to do it, right? And we became like unto one of them when we did it, right? Knowing good and evil. He's saying, let us create man in our image, after our likeness. Who's he talking to? The ones in heaven with him, right? So he makes us from one body, bone and flesh from that body, flesh too, right? I'm not bone of my wife's bone anymore, and she's not flesh of my flesh. And when we're two. But if we rejoin, in other words, she goes back into my body, bone and flesh, which was removed, right? I change back to the image of God, right? I'm no longer the image of God once she took it out of me, right? I was when she was in me, yes. But then I blamed my wife and God and even the devil himself for tricking me into the sex, right? I know. I condemned it, right, as evil and wanted to die, and him to die for tricking me, and her to die for letting it happen, and God to die too, right? And it can't die. It's immortal, right? A spirit cannot be destroyed. It's like an energy source, right? It's bio-life, right? Even with your neutron bomb technology, if you were to use it, similar to an MP blast, right? It targets living biology, right? And not inanimate things, right? So the way it would work is it shorts you out. And you're dead. And dust is all that's left, right? And it's like, it kind of fries you, right? Into dust, right? And you're gone, right? I know. It's worse than spontaneous combustion, trust me. If there's nothing left, right? Right. Now, I also think it might also take you, like any explosion, up into the air. Christians. If it takes you up into the air, right, your matter will rain down on the planet, right? Too. He talks of hail of blood mingled with ice, right? Stuff like that, right? Yeah. Okay.